Hey, welcome back to Life on the Wrist. Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to be talking about the Horological Machine number 1 from Max Büsser and Friends, MB&F. As you know, I'm a huge fan of MB&F and what Max Büsser has done with his career, as well as his watch company, Max Büsser and Friends. So today we're going to be reviewing the Horological Machine number 1. It's the HM1, nicknamed the Genesis. But before you get into that, if you haven't already, and I say it every single video, like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more watch content from us, and let's get started. So this was the first watch that Max Büsser released under the MB&F name in 2007, and the concept behind it was that two worlds were colliding, and it kind of is a homage to the name of the watch company. The watch company's name is Max Büsser and Friends, which means he is creating things, but he's also he's creating these watches, but he's incorporating his friends who are making it possible for his dreams to come true in these watches that he thinks up, these crazy machines that he decides that he wants to build. And so you basically have the two circles of the watch that are colliding in the center, and in the center of the watch is a spinning tourbillon, which is the heart of Max Büsser and Friends. So this watch, as I said, is two circles that are coming together, and in the middle there is a tourbillon. That's the way the case is designed. The movement was the first movement to have four barrels that house obviously the mainsprings, and this was done so that it reduces the amount of torque on the mainsprings, which decreases the amount of wear that the mainsprings end up undergoing, and increases the longevity of the movement. The movement has 7 days of power reserve, which is obvious when you have a lot more mainsprings to power the watch. And that obviously those lungs of the movement feed the heart, which is the tourbillon spinning in the middle of the watch. You know, one thing I like about MB&F is the fact that they are doing these crazy designs, but they're also doing crazy things with their movements. So this is a perfect way of, you know, as their first watch to get to have 4 mainspring barrels, but at the same time, really, you've never seen this type of design ever. So in 2007, this was definitely a statement piece. The case comes in various case metals. The first is 18 karat white gold, 18 karat red gold. There's a black PVD version of the 18 karat white gold, and then there are some limited editions, like there was a a titanium version that came out. The golds are considered a little bit heavier than what you normally have on your wrist, and obviously the titanium is quite light, just for the fact that the titanium as a material is a lot lighter. If you turn the watch over, obviously you've got if you want to call it a case back, I guess it's like a machine back. It's a glass machine back where you can see the movement on the back, but you also see a 22 karat gold battle axe rotor, which has become an iconic symbol as to continue to power the automatic movements that Max Büsser creates in his machines. The dial has an hours and minutes indicator. They're on 2 separate dials, and it also has a power reserve indicator. When you put it on your wrist, it's actually a quite long piece, but what's great about it is it doesn't actually protrude out onto your hand, so it's not uncomfortable to have on the wrist. Obviously, like I said, it's a little bit heavier if you're getting the gold versions of it than an average watch that you're wearing, but again, you know, Max Büsser's creations are not average pieces, so you shouldn't expect it to be average weight either. And I think when you look at it, it's a really cool watch to look at. What I've heard is that if you look at it straight on, a lot of the times people don't really like it on their wrist, but if you look at it perhaps at an angle, perhaps looking at it so that you can see the height of the watch, it looks a lot cooler because of the way in which the case is kind of slanted, so as it gets closer to your wrist, it kind of comes in, so it almost hugs it a little bit better. And I think it's a really cool watch to have on your wrist. Being that Max Büsser is all about the friends that have helped him create this piece, I want to make sure that we give a shout out to those who have helped him. There are a lot of people, and obviously what's really cool on their website is they put up a picture of all the people that have contributed to that watch, but the people that they call out on their website for the Horological Machine number 1, the first was Eric Jehoun. He basically turned Max's sketches into these 3D designs and showed the watchmakers that it was possible to construct something of this obscure, to construct a watch of this obscure nature. And there's obviously Laurent Bass, who was a movement engineer who worked with Peter Speakmarin, who obviously has his company Speakmarin. But Peter Speakmarin and Laurent Bass were two movement engineers that allowed for this vision that Max had to come to life. So a huge shout out to these three people who contributed to this, the genesis of MB&F and this beautiful horological machine number one. All in all, if I was to put it in a few words, this watch is a statement. It is a statement by MB&F. They basically said, the world of horology, MB&F has arrived. This is our company. This is the type of watch that we're going to be making. These are the type of horological moves that we are making in the movement space, as well as the case space. And if you end up wearing this on the wrist, it is a statement to others that you are a very unique person, have very unique tastes, and are not afraid to show that to others. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll make sure to put a bunch of pictures of this during the entire video so you can see it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment below what you think about the horological machine number one. For 2007, this is a huge statement, as I said. And I would love to hear what you guys think about the HM1 and MB&F if you're familiar with them. And I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day.